Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3 of Terrificon. This is the Take12 podcast. I'm Thomas Pimentel. We have so many people show up here, so many creators at Terrificon, which makes it a great place to walk around and see so many people that have helped make this industry what it is. And one of those people is Bill Diamond. Bill, thanks for coming on the show. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, yeah. So Bill, please tell everybody at home who you are, what you've done, because once you start to talk, everybody's going to recognize all of the things that you've done in the stuff that you've worked on. And like myself, your childhood's going to come flooding back when you start to tell us about what you've done.
Well, yeah, I've been doing this genre of horror and monsters and puppets and monsters for a long time.
Yeah.
And everybody said, well, what's your first con? And I said, I started doing Comic-Con in 1974.
Okay.
But I was working in the industry. I've worked at Henson's and did a lot of the movies that Jim did there and some of the characters there. But I also have had my own production company for many, many years. And we have a soundstage. We've done countless TV shows for all kinds of, from sports to industrials to movies like Terrifier 3 to, which is one of our new films, and many other things. So it's almost hard to explain. I always tell everybody when they come and ask, I say, you have to go to Wikipedia because it just goes on and on and on. And we're fortunate.
But you have a toolbox like most people don't, where you open it up and I have a little bit to fix everything, right? There's a little bit of everything in there to do every sort of job.
So over the years, I have designed sets, art directed movies, TV shows. We build and design puppets, perform the characters for movies and TVs and stuff. So we've covered the gamut for the last over close to 50 years.
So take me through a situation where you get contacted by a production company or somebody that they want to do, that they're going to do a show or they're going to do a film. They say, we need you to create whatever puppet or design something. What is the turnaround time from when you have that first meeting to when you come up with the conception for it, and then the actual design process, and then the first day where you're actually on the set?
Well, it changes, of course. Like, for example, we have built many, many TV shows and characters and stuff. We have our own soundstage.
Okay.
We have 25,000 square feet of production space.
So
a lot of times they'll shoot there.
Okay.
Or let's use 2 movies. There was St. Nick and Bethlehem shooting at the same time Terrifier 3 was shooting.
Okay.
So when we would start, which was January, and the movie was coming out in October.
Okay.
So the turnaround from Terrifier to that film, doing St. Nick and Bethlehem.
Yeah.
And Dan Roebuck is in both movies too.
Right.
It's fast.
Yeah.
It's and we're doing other TV shows and channels and many other things. So it's really quick. You never know. So
you have the benefit, obviously, of doing everything in-house. So you have more control over your schedules and what you can turn out on a daily basis.
Yes. I mean, we're not governed by other production companies or anything like that. We're governed, so if Damien was working on the next film, he would tell us the frame of when he has to get it out. But on the most part, most of the production work that we do is controlled by me, and I pretty much set the standard of what we're filming and what we're shooting.
Okay. So this is a question I always ask people. So for me, I knew from day one that this is what I wanted to do. I believe you're genetically kind of stamped. You predispose to do what you're going to do, you know. And as a young child, I videotaped everything, all the family events. I turned all my school projects into video projects, and then they got insane. When I got into high school, we turned American history videos into full scale battles. It was insane. But movies and TV shows, they're just the constant influence in your life, right? But when you look back, do you remember a time where there was like a switch that flipped and you're like, I know that this is what I want to do?
Well, yeah, I was actually very, very young when I started. I mean, when I was 5 years old, I did a photo thing for that, and then I wound up doing, when I was 9, in Oliver on stage.
Oh, no kidding.
And at that point, yes, I wanted to do it. And, you know, a lot of people ask, what was the first celebrities you ever meet when you're young? Well, I was on stage with the Three Stooges. So, you know, here I am with, you know, coming out, a young kid at 9, on stage with the Three Stooges while their movies are going around. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Okay, well, this is what I want to do. Not be one of the Stooges, but yes.
Yeah. So I cannot believe that you said the Three Stooges. So I have 9-year-old twins, boy-girl twins. Boy-girl twins. And during the pandemic, you know, you're struggling for things to watch and keep them entertained. And I'm like, we're watching the Stooges, right? Because in Massachusetts, on New Year's Eve, they would have a 24-hour Stooges marathon. And that went away years later. And yeah, I'm like, we got to watch the Stooges. So I exposed them to the Stooges. My twins are coming today. They can tell you when they died, who they were married to, right? They can recite their routines. Now they get together and they write their own little scripts as the Three Stooges. It is wild. I cannot believe that you said that, but but I try to tell my kids, you know, I don't just show them something and say, here, watch this. I give them the backstory, the history, what was happening at the time, and why people were doing what they were doing. You know, and I try to explain. I try to explain comedy to them. Like, you guys are going to see the Three Stooges make references that people in TV shows and film have been quoting for decades.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that is one of their favorites.
Yeah, there you go.
So now, is any of that stuff on tape or on film somewhere that you were in with them? Or were they live shows?
Not at that time. See, one of the interesting things is, you know, we're doing a lot of it now. When I grew up, and you were talking about film, when I grew up, we used to read a magazine called Famous Monsters.
Okay.
And in that magazine, at a 9-year-old, that was, and there's many actors that read it back then because Steven Spielberg was a fan of that magazine. Right. Dennis Mole was that, and in that were film festivals from Uncle Forey. So we would do movie effects. Everyone thought they were making, like you guys do it with the phones now. We were shooting it on like 8mm.
Yeah.
That's all we had. So what's always interesting is how I hear it now, hey, I make movies, blah, 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 and that's where we started, and this magazine was pinnacle because we didn't have any of the stuff you have to get on the internet, whatever.
Yeah.
This was our only connection all over the globe. Right. So the reason why I'm leading there is that we all collected those. Okay. And Basil Gogos, where I have, was the cover artist. Okay. And Basil I got to know when I was about 17, and we became good friends for over 40 years. And he's the pinnacle artist. So you see artists at these cons, especially horror cons, you can't get away from a Basil Gogos cover. Yeah. That magazine created a lot of people. Alice Cooper was a fan. Rob Zombie was a fan. Yeah. You know, so all these people grew up on this magazine. Yeah. That was our window to this industry. Right. So now I'm shooting a new show called Basil Gogos, King of the Monsters, because I'm Basil's executive. Oh, wow. So when there was no family after him and his wife passed away, I inherited it because Basil wrote a note to Tony Bill. And his daughter and I, her daughter and I took all the art, and I developed a TV show that comes out in October, and everyone's on it. Okay. Rob Zombie's on it. You know, and so here it is, 360. Yeah. And where I started is now where we're shooting and retelling the history that launched all these people that I just mentioned.
That's incredible.
Career.
That's incredible.
So it's full circle. Yeah. It's really interesting.
I remember I remember getting the Fangoria magazine, and then, you know, they have all the fake blood recipes in the back, and like the tips how to make homemade squibs and stuff like that. Yeah, that was.
Well, you'll see this in Fangoria. Because I'm doing a thing in Canada with it.
Yeah, so, awesome. So, what are some life lessons that you've gleaned off of your history where do you have like a mantra that you use almost every day? Like, I don't know. Some people say, no matter what circumstances that you're in, or something is difficult, if you're behind schedule or you're under the gun, like if you've been there so many times, is there something that goes on with you that you say to yourself, like, I've been here before and I know how to overcome? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
something that keeps
we
you
always
going,
tell
keeps
everybody,
you calm.
you want to stay creative and be positive.
Yeah.
But what we say, we've done so much for so little, for so long, and that's, you work on films, you work on all kinds of things, and like, I'll use Damien. He was, 5 years ago, he was just a guy putting together a movie, and now look at what we've done with Terrifiers, in his direction. So the thing with that is you stay positive, do as much as you can. Yeah. I've worked in all the industries, from sports to film to news to Broadway to television, film, and we still do it all.
Yeah.
So the idea is the more well-rounded you are, the more versatile you are, then you'll always, as what I call shelf life, the industry changes.
Right.
And if you're able to morph and change with it, there'll always be a place for you in that industry.
So we've talked a lot about AI recently with a lot of different people that are on the show. The good and bad aspects of AI. Has any of that affected your business personally, good or bad? Do you see it being able to help your workflow?
It really hasn't done anything to us, and I'll, people felt that way in the 90s, that computers was going to change everything, and it did change the movie industry because we went from film to digital.
Right.
But if you notice, you're starting to see this trend come back, and that's repeats.
Yeah.
Some films are going back to being film.
Right.
Okay. I don't think so. I think there's always going to be a need for hands-on and creative work.
Right.
It did change the industry for special effects people, and then they turned into horror events around the world and country, which is a big business now.
Yeah.
So all those effects people didn't have any more work in that industry, and then here they went.
Yeah.
And they created haunted houses and all kinds of things.
Right.
So, again, you adapt. I think people will love what AI does, but I always see people, even like digital effects, they like practical.
Yes.
There is none in Terrifier.
Right.
So all that, and look what that movie did. So practical, hands-on stuff.
Practical for me always wins. I showed my kids Jaws because it was one of the most influential movies in my life. Like many people, I grew up down the Cape. I saw that when I was a child. I was 100 yards from the water. I didn't go into the water until I was in high school again. That was for about 15 years. But I showed my kids, and I said, that is a mechanical shark. And then you show them the behind the scenes. You show them Matt Taylor's Jaws book, Tales from... And then you show them how they built the shark and things like that. And you said, the technology and the skill and trades that go into this is incredible, but you can feel that physical thing on screen. It's not scary like a digital monster.
So I tell everybody, when was the last time you went to the movies and was wowed? I can name a handful of movies, and I haven't seen that many of them in the digital world. They're done well, but you wowed when that first dinosaur came out in Jurassic Park. You wowed when that shark came out. You wowed when Christopher Reeves caught her and The Man Could Fly. Now, we're used to it. Or... we're waiting for that next thing to go, wow. And it really hasn't come around. I know they've tried, but it hasn't. I mean, we can find things that we love. But when it was that practical and that nuance, now it's made by a computer.
It's not the same.
It doesn't.
You can feel it. You can feel it. So there's a clip I think that's circulating online. I think it was from the last. God damn the horror movie with the logs falling off the truck. Final Destination.
Final Destination.
So when the kid gets sucked into the MRI machine. And they have one person. It's someone's legs laying out the back. and then the actor his legs are in the front, but they just fold. It's two people, and then they just pull them in at the same time, so it looks like his body's getting folded in half. It's a simple, practical thing. That looks incredible, right? But there's no reason to do that with CGI. They spray blood out. They drag two actors inside. And it looks fantastic, you know. And then just this week they released one of the clips from the new Spider-Man movie, and Tobey Maguire is on a metal rig driving down the street on top of a tank, and they have a wire rig, and he's physically swinging back and forth. It's the first time that they're going to shoot Spider-Man actually physically swinging,
and that's where we go wow. And you saw that with what Damien did with Terrifier. People love it because it's organic. Yeah. And I think that really has an issue why it became such a success.
Right. Yeah. No, as long as there are people out there that there's a lot of, I think there's more purists out there than we let on about, you know. As long as there are people out there that love it and seek it out, I think there'll always be a place for the physical stuff.
Oh, I do. And we see a lot of that. That's why I'm saying AI independent movies, which are really coming back again, are only going to be able to do it that way.
Right.
So people will grasp it, and they don't mind if there's a little bit off.
Yes.
All right?
That's part of the magic.
But they do feel it, that it's too on when it's, because it's too perfect.
It's too perfect, right. The dead eyes on the CGI characters, you know? Yeah, it does, it's not the same as...
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can, and it all goes back to storytelling. You have a good story.
Correct.
It will carry the film.
Right.
And a good group of people.
Being able to see Kevin Peter Hall's eyes, like, behind the mask, whether it's Harry and the Hendersons or it's Predator or whatever, you know what I mean? The humanity in the physical character. Yeah, it's a huge difference.
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
You saw it in Avengers.
Right.
But, again, I could tell you which is a digital character, which is the real actor.
Of course.
And you know.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're never worried about that with somebody in a physical suit.
Right.
You know, because you knew it was still alive.
Yeah.
But you know which is what.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where that technology comes to the fact that there are some things we can't do, and that's where that tool works.
Right.
But as you see what you're saying with Spider-Man, they're going back. To that feel.
Yeah, because people have been so desensitized to it for so long. Now, like, oh, Jesus Christ, we can really do things like this in real life.
And that, I mean, look at all the Mission Impossible pictures.
Christ almighty. Yeah, it's crazy.
Again.
Yeah.
They take the time to do it, and you feel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's people feel that that's going to, from puppets. We still perform. It's a live character. When we bring a character out, that character's lives instantaneously. No technology is going to be able to replace it.
Yeah, right.
Because I bring character here and puppeteer. There's nothing that's going to...
Their individual personality goes into the puppet.
Right.
Yeah, you can't fake that or program it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's great to always look back.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Thank you so much for spending your time. This is really great. And thanks for everything that you've contributed to all of the things that we've seen that made up. People don't even appreciate what you've injected into pop culture. It's really great. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I hope you do much more of it.
All right.
Thanks. All right. That's it for the Take12 podcast. We'll see you. Hey. Eyes up here. Looking to bring nightmare level energy or twisted holiday cheer to your next event? Book Dream Killer Cosplay, New England's premier Freddy Krueger impersonator and terrifying fun mean one himself. Whether it's Comic-Cons, horror expos, holiday parties, keep following me, or promoting your business, Dream Killer brings cinematic quality cosplay, unforgettable presence, and viral-worthy content to any crowd. He's creepy, he's festive, he's unforgettable, and he's booking now. Visit dreamkillercosplay.com to bring your brand or event to life, or maybe to your nightmares. dreamkillercosplay.com. Here we go. 3, 2. Looking for a blast from the past? Head to the Vinyl Loft in Keachie, Vermont. We've got collectible toys, comics, record CDs, cassettes, VHS tapes, and video games going all the way back to Atari. Step inside their booth at the Vermont Antique Mall and you'll feel like you just walked into your childhood bedroom, but much cleaner. Find them at the Vermont Antique Mall in Keachie, Vermont. Ask at the desk for the dealer, 680. The Vinyl Loft. Relive it, collect it, love it.